gonna give me because my phone's kind of poor and I don't have much money and my phone, doesn't have much memory. But I'm gonna be real with this about my thought process between body count, keeping the virginity, male and female aspects. What's the truth behind gaining bodies from a male aspects on my body count and the female's body count? Because I'm 38. I'm almost 39 years old, and I don't know how many women I've actually been with. But I believe it's anywhere from 2 to 500. But no disrespect to anybody else, but to keep it real and whatnot, it wasn't really about attraction. Yeah, there was decent appeal, whether it was shallow and narcissistic and using them for my own gratification, or lonely, depressing, settling bullshit, or just straight up lust and wanting to get off. Because during this time I was also doing drugs. But I was doing the lying and the bullshit and the drugs. So my actions, my behavior. But I've come to realize that, in my personal opinion, having a high body count, I do believe that it's different between men and women, 100%. I think a man with a high body count is not anything near the same as a woman with a high body count. I think a woman with a high body count is 100% just ugh, and recreational use kind of aspects. She's the harlot of the town. You want a quick ride, but that's nothing that I actually take home and marry and have kids with and build a legacy with. But and learning the female body and how what to do and how it works, and you know gain experience on how to get a woman off and all that fun stuff, and learn what you like and all how you like it, so that when you come to meet a woman that you want to marry, and typically back in the day when the woman you were married was a virgin, so she's never been conquered, never been penetrated, never been in those predicaments, so you can teach her everything, which that's what guys like teaching, especially under certain situations and topics. But I just don't think it really matters per se, really, to have a high body count for a man in many aspects, not just then just it's not a big deal per se, but I don't really think it's necessary. I think I'm gonna teach my son honestly to keep his virginity, because whether it's STDs, possibly getting a woman pregnant. This day and age, women become very spiteful and vindicting. So my son, I'm scared for my son. I'm terrified for my son to deal with women in this day and age. Because you guys become very just evil, and honestly, for stupid reasons and delusional fears in your head, based on some kind of, facts. Understandable kind of facts. We get it. You're weak, you're dainty, you're fragile, and throughout history, you've been led to believe, and kind of it's been true, but led to believe that men are just gonna keep you down and use you. That you're only good for your body, and in some aspects that's true, because in a divine law of things, through evolution or religion, women were their main priority was to give kids. That's how we kept the human race here. Men shape and carve out the world and just create civilization so that we have somewhere to live, and safety and protection, providing resources and building a world that we can grow and grow and grow. And it's kind of the yin and yang balance of how the perfect plan, the traditional way of doing things, how everything it worked. It wasn't men just thinking this is better. It was to be. It's just natural. made. So I do think, men definitely do have, I think, a higher craving for human, animal, primal, sexual aspects. I do think men need it more. That's why I think, in marriage, if you're not gonna give your man, sexual attention and passion and craving, then you can't really expect him to be monogamous to you. I just think that's unrealistic. Um, so if he by chance wanders, I don't think it's that big a deal. Obviously, be safe out there, men. Um, but I don't think it's unreasonable. If you're not gonna take care of your man, and then he's, I think, in his rights as a man to take care of his needs. But I want a society of a healthy household and women embracing and enjoying their wifely roles, and men being allowed and given praise and respect for the masculine roles that they're proud to be in. Men being men, boys being boys, girls being girls, ladies becoming ladies, desiring and craving to be a wife and a mother, a husband. I want my son to focus, his 20s and 30s and possibly his 40s, somewhere around there. I think it's a good time for my son to start on his journey to become a man that you would be proud of your daughter to be with. But I want him to focus on money for the good, 12 to 22 years of his, adult life, and become something. And, he can interact with people and, get to know people and learn how, I mean, help him navigate the world. But I don't really want him to think about relationships per se. I'm also not going to make a big deal about if he loses virginity. I'm going to have a talk with him about, my thoughts and my feelings and how I want him, and how I think, what I've come to learn. But in the end, it's his call. And I'm going to care more about his word. If he says he wants to and doesn't, then I'm going to be disappointed because his word doesn't really mean much. My daughters, they don't have a say. I will not tolerate promiscuous in my house for my daughters. That is just not okay. It's unacceptable. It's disgusting. It's embarrassing. It's shameful. I want my women. I want my daughters to. Obviously understand that sex and love and passion, is beautiful, but with your husband, not men, not boyfriend, not situationships. No, your husband. I think women, your body count for women that want to be a traditional woman of divine, honor and decor, and grace. You have to say virgin. I think virgin women that desire to be a wife and mother are the only ones that deserve to be married. I also think marriage should be between man and woman only. And I think marriage should go back to the churches or the religion or God, however you want to look at it. I think, faith and morals should take control of how marriage is protected, and dealt with and handled. But I just I've definitely come to believe a lot of things. As you, there's a lot of stuff going through my head. But yeah, I want my. I want him to definitely think about. Don't be like your dad and just fuck whatever moved. It is a beautiful act, and women do get attached easier than men, and it becomes something more deeper than it is for men, and that's just by nature. Can it be the same for men? Yes, men can get emotional about, but you have to affect our heart and our emotions through our mind. You have to get in our head and get us out of it, and then make us feel a certain way. Because I do think women have a passion and a power and essence about them that used to do something to men that it just doesn't do anymore. You women have just, I think, lost in touch and lost your ability to move men like you used to. I don't think there's no honor for, the fight for and, admire. You you didn't really have a problem with a woman that, walked to the room and got attention. It was the kind of attention she got and how she behaved by that attention. I mean, did she move with grace or did dignity? How does she dress? I mean, those are